Okay, I did my project on music from the Andes, and this was a really cool topic to choose because just learning about the culture itself was really awesome, and I like their costumes a lot. Their costumes are very colorful, which shows a lot about the people they are and the energy that they give off. Also, the instruments are really cool because a lot of them were actually instruments that they invented themselves, so it was really cool to hear about those and everything like that. So let's start with the history of Andes music. Andean music comes from the general area inhabited by Quaggasis Amaris, and it includes the countries Argentina, Bolivia, Ecuador, Chile, Colombia, Peru, and Venezuela. The 20th century saw drastic changes in Andean society and culture. Bolivia, for example, saw a naturalistic revolution in 1952, leading to increased rights and social awareness for the natives. And back in the 20th century, since that all was happening, like, they didn't really have popular music that was out there yet, or music that people knew them by. It wasn't really part of their culture. They had music starting to branch out, but it wasn't big until the 1970s was a decade in which Andean music saw its biggest growth. Many musicians made their way to the big cities, forming different bands and groups. One of the most legendary was Los Jarvis, which was from Bolivia, and he was singing and composing that song, became huge hits in Bolivia and would later become Andean standards. So he was the one that basically set the standards for Andean music, and everyone wanted to, that was what they were known by, was what he brought. So he was a really good artist. I looked up his work, and he's just really amazing. One of the videos I'm going to show you right here, you need to just watch the way like his range is with singing and everything. He like hits these really high notes and holds them out, and it just kind of gives you the chills. So, and there's a lot of instruments that I'll be talking about further into the presentation, but that showed there, and that they're really cool. So here is that video. Let's see if I can
Ahora que te conozco bien, comprenderás que ya no quiero más saber de ti. Si para ti yo siempre fui un perdedor, un pobre ser que tiene nada para ofrecer, un soñador, poeta gris que en su dolor equivocó su corazón amándote, amándote. Fría, tienes el alma tan fría, hermosa pero vacía, que es incapaz de amar. Fría, tienes el alma tan fría, hermosa pero vacía, que es incapaz de amar. Dudo que cambies algún día, porque una vida vacía llenaste de vanidad. Si para ti yo siempre fui un perdedor, un pobre ser que tiene nada para ofrecer, feliz que en su dolor equivocó su corazón amándote, amándote. Fría, tienes el alma tan fría, hermosa pero vacía, que es incapaz de amar. Fría, tienes el alma tan fría, hermosa pero vacía, que es incapaz de amar. Dudo que cambies algún día, porque una vida vacía llenaste de vanidad. Dudo que cambies algún día, porque una vida vacía llenaste de vanidad.
Okay, so that was him, and that was really cool to see. As you can see, he was an amazing artist, and he probably influenced them a lot. Some of the genres in the relationships are the Carnavaltios, and it's a traditional South African dance from the Altiplano and Puna religions or regions. It is practiced in relationships to religious festivals and synchronisms between indigenous and Spanish cultures. So basically, these dances came about because of they came about because of the indigenous and Spanish cultures. When they synchronized, they brought these about to celebrate, basically. And the diablada is a sort of music typically associated with the diablada dance and its festivals. So that's where that came about, from its specific festivals. Huano is originated in colonial Peru, combinations of traditional royal folk music and popular urban dance. High-pitched vocals accompanied by instruments. First beat is stressed, followed by two short beats. And so basically in this one, they had said that there's two high-pitched people that usually are singing, and they're accompanied by many instruments, such as I'll discuss them later, but there's a lot of string instruments involved and a lot of windpipe instruments that were involved. And the first beat is stressed, followed by two short beats, so it's kind of a combination that's ongoing throughout the whole sequence. So they have the same type of beat throughout and same type of musical background. There's saya and Chibacha, originated in Peru in the late 80s as a fusion of Cuba and Huano music. So that's where that originated. Here is a clip that is on the Carivato Lito dance that is usually performed at the festivities, and I'll just show a little bit of that. So here is that for you. Okay, so that was some of a preview of that, and that was really cool to watch because, as you can see, they did that for a lot of festivals, and all the colorful costumes they have and the music in the background, they all came together and danced around together, and so it's kind of a fun, upbeat thing, and it tells a lot about the people that just like to really celebrate and join everyone and synchronize dancing and with the music. So I feel like a lot of their music is really fun. So here's the instruments of the Andes. There's wind and percussion are known to exist or have existed in South America even before the Incans, but musical evolution peaked with the Incan Empire. The arrival of the Spaniards in the 16th century brought string instruments of new form. Some of their inventions are and they actually invented a lot of these. So when the Spaniards came in the 16th century and brought some of their string instruments, they formed new things that they basically invented and actually turned out really good. The one that I love the most is the charango, which is a 10-string instrument similar to a lute that was originally constructed from a shell of an armadillo, but now generally constructed from local wood varieties. This is really cool to me because I love the guitar as it is, so it was cool to listen to the 10-string instrument and see how different that is. Violins have also been found in their way to Andean music, which is cool. The silku has 2 rows of cans and are tuned in either pentatonic or diatonic scales. Pentatonic or diatonic scales. It's basically 2 cans tied together. So in the picture here that I have displayed, that's what the suku looks like. It is still a commonplace for 2 performers to share a melody while playing the larger scale of suku called the tuo. This style of voicing interspersed notes between 2 musicians is called playing it hocket, and is still in use today to many of the Hanua's traditional songs and contemporary Indian music. And so they use this instrument a lot. If you watch in some of the videos in the video previous, you saw that that they use these instruments mostly in every band, and it actually has a really cool sounding sound. And the actually decorations on them too, see, are even colorful with the costumes as well. Quanasa, notched and flute remains popular and traditionally made out of the same aquatic cans as the silku, although PC or PVC pipe is sometimes used due to the resistance of heat, cold, and humidity. These are the only ones that are played in dry season, and they're kind of the longer flutes. And the tarkus is being played in the wet season. Tarkus is constructed from local Andean hardwood sources, and so those are played in the wet seasons, and those are the longer flutes that you see that just kind of look more like more normal flutes. Those are really cool. Drums are also used mostly to celebrate wedding, carnivals, and other holidays. And so that's what those are from. I have 2 videos here to explain. The first one is on the charango, and the second one shows more of all the instruments, such as the drums and everything else. But mostly the siku is one of the ones that I thought. So here is the one on the charango. Okay, so there's that one, and then here's the second video that shows the suku and more of the other instruments. So as you can see, they had a lot of that. And that's the end of my presentation, and it was really cool to learn about the Andes and all their different musical instruments, and to learn about where they came from. And it was really cool to learn about all the different woods they were made out of and everything like that, and their costuming. But I hope that you liked it, and thank you.